Welcome back to Mo's Garage. In today's episode, we're going to just go over a little update on the MGB project. So it's been quite busy here in the garage. A lot of progress has been done. I should have most likely have done a better job of maybe filming some of this stuff, but quite frankly, it's been more of a nuts and bolts, tab A, slot B. I definitely don't claim to be an expert on the car. And so I've been using a lot of YouTube videos as kind of a guide as to how to put the car back together and what to do. So a couple things, just kind of from easy to hard. So you'll notice that the headlight is now completely out. So my wife and I tried to put the headlight back in, and it looks like the previous owner had it in at a wrong angle. So the headlight was going like up and down instead of sideways. What I mean by that is that the actual, you can see these lines, instead of going horizontally, they're going vertically. So we pulled it out, and in pulling it out, we found out that these turn signals, marker lights, were kind of Mickey Mouse a little bit. So I'm going to order some new ones, and to be quite frank, until I get the new ones, I'm not going to really bother putting the headlight back in, because it's obviously going to be a lot easier dealing with the wiring with this nice big hole than trying to do it underneath the tire. So that's kind of a project for the future. It's going to cost a little bit of money, so I have so many other projects still to do, so I'm going to leave that for a while. As you can see, since last time we went online, we now have the engine is pretty well completely put together, believe it or not. So a couple things, we got the carbs in, all the various hoses have been kind of loosely connected. I haven't 100% finished putting all the hose clamps on it, so I'm going to do that here in a bit. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. If you notice, I've got some of these little G-Whiz clamps that, once you clip down, they really don't come apart. So they're good in some places, but not in other places. Mainly, I don't necessarily want to put them anywhere where I'm going to have to take it apart in the future. So I'm thinking about putting just like band clamps on here. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we got some of the vacuum lines on, fuel line, this fuel line that goes pretty much to nowhere because we have to get that figured out still. I went ahead and polished up. This is the float bowl vent line, and I've got that nice and polished up. Looks good. This car does not have a carbon canister, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that yet. And then you can see I have the heater hoses hooked up. Again, I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to use those stainless steel clamps or not, or something different. I tried putting a chrome valve cover gasket on here, but quite frankly, the lip of the valve cover gasket was too big, and I got some interference over here and up here against the manifold, so that was a bit of a problem. So I basically decided that I was just going to keep the old valve cover and call it good. So, but as you can see, I've got all the hoses hooked up, so that's good for the radiator. The bottom hose is a little suspect, mainly because it's got those ridges in it, and I had to cut some of it off, so we may end up having to replace that. I did go ahead and got these carbs at least set up for the initial startup. So basically, they kind of suggest you get the jet base level, and then per the manual, full turns down. So we got that sorted out. I have all linkages done. What's missing is, I guess I really want to make sure that this thing returns. So we have 3 springs on the choke, and they want an additional 3 springs on the actual throttle. So I'm going to order those. So that's that. And then on this side, I went ahead and did the static timing on the alternator. So that's done. Not the alternator, on the distributor. The alternator's in, it's hooked up. I decided I'm going to just go with an electric fan option. So for the time being, I have this pulley here. I was really geared up for also having the emissions control system, which we're not installing. I have it, but it's pretty well seized up. So in the future, I may just get they sell a pulley that only has just the 1 slot versus 2. So got new spark plugs in, and let's see what else has got going on here. We did get the rear harness hooked up. That was a massive hassle. There's all these teeny tiny connections that needed to be made, so that wasn't a whole lot of fun. So, and then again, you can see the heater hoses are all hooked up and ready to rock and roll. So, so that's kind of that from the engine compartment. Still left to be done. I went ahead and put new spark plugs in. I still got to go ahead and put the cables in from the distributor. I need to get some dielectric grease. I also need to get the hoses installed from the oil over here in the back, and then back here by the filter, so I can go to the oil cooler up front. I do have the hoses in the back, but I need to get some kind of a grommet. The previous owner did a hole here and needs some kind of a rubber grommet in there so it will not chafe the hoses. So no big rush on that. I got half the exhaust installed. I'm not sure if it's going to be easy to see or not underneath the car. You can see there's the stainless steel exhaust pretty well. So I got it from the header. There's a couple little sections, and then I ran into a big problem. And the big problem is that the fuel cell that the previous owner put in this car basically comes in here, and it, oops, pardon the finger. As you can see over here, it kind of blocks. Gotta go find it first. Yeah, there you see. There's where the exhaust is supposed to come out, and the fuel cell blocks it completely. So, quite frankly, I'm not super excited about. I mean, the fuel cell is kind of cool, but having to open up the trunk, the boot, I guess, or the hatchback every time you refuel, and fumes, etc. I'm not really feeling it, to be honest with you. So, we'll see what happens on that. So I'm thinking I'm going to pull that fuel cell out and put the regular gas tank back in. So. And then a real massive next project is putting this dashboard back in. It doesn't look super great from the back, a little dirty. The front looks actually pretty decent. So now the big question is getting all these wires hooked up, and also putting the dashboard in a position where we can get all the wires hooked up. So that's really the next fun part of this job. I was going to mention that I did go ahead and put a screen in here just to prevent just garbage from going in back there. And I also got this whole switch sorted out. So I did run a couple of cables in the end. There's a cable that goes from the starter in here. And it's basically this pretty thick cable right here that goes all the way down to the starter. That goes to the switch. And the switch, you open up in here. You can see there's two sets of cables. There's red cable and there's the black cable. So both of them go to the switch. The red cable goes underneath the car and ends back over here in the battery compartment. So that's pretty well set to go. So which is kind of good news. So I'm excited about that. Another shot of the big giant mess. I mean, the big difficulty here is figuring out what to do with the dash while you plug all the wires in. And not only that, but I did spend a fair amount of time in the car looking at all the different wires, and I have quite a few extra that aren't accounted for that I can't seem to find in the wiring diagram. So that'll be fun. So anyhow, I think for the time being, that's it. Not too much else to report. I really should most likely do a better job and take some of these videos. I've been kind of maybe a little lazy in doing it. And then the other thing is I'm not sure exactly how exciting it is just to show me bolting an alternator on when it's a kind of a tab A slot B type of a situation. So anyhow, that's about it for this video. So I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you want to keep watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button down below. We will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. If you like this video, hit subscribe and give us a big like down below. Thanks for watching.